Hello Lana, welcome to our English lesson from 1. My name is Mr. Rinka, and today we are looking at grammar and usage. And our topic is possessive pronouns. And maybe before we look at possessive pronouns, we would like to remind ourselves of the two terms that are used here, the two terms that are used there. And maybe we can start with the word pronoun. Start with the word pronoun. And I'm sure that we were able to be introduced to nouns, the parts of speech, noun, and you were also told about a pronoun. And here, a pronoun, I'm sure that you remember that a pronoun is a pronoun is a word used in place of a noun. A pronoun is a word that can be used in place of a noun. For example, John is walking. John is walking. We have the noun John. We have the noun John here, and we have the verb is, the primary, the auxiliary verb is, and we have the main verb here, walking. We can, at the end of the day, we can have the sentence and say that he is walking. He is walking. The word he here has been used instead of the noun John. The word here, he, has been used instead of John. And that word which can be used instead of a noun, the word John is a proper noun. And that word which can be used instead of that noun is simply what we are calling a pronoun. And the word possessive is simply coming from the word possess. To possess. And to possess, in other words, is to possess is to own. To own. To possess is to own. And so now we can be able to know which the two terms that we're using. We are able to remember the word pronoun, the word pronouns, and we are able to see an example of a pronoun. And I've also given us an example that the word possessive is from the word to possess, which simply means is to own, is showing ownership. And so we are looking at words which are noun, which can be used in place of a noun. But what are they doing? They are showing ownership. They are showing who possesses what, or what possesses what. And so we can look at the following sentences. Before even that, we can say that possessive pronouns are words used to refer to what belongs to someone or something. What belongs to someone or what belongs to something is simply what you're saying, that possessive nouns are simply words which can be used to refer to words, used to refer to what belongs to someone or belongs to something. A word which can be used instead of a noun. Instead of a noun. These are words, they are pronouns. Words which can be used instead of a noun. But what they are showing in that sentence is simply what belongs to someone or what belongs to something. Or what belongs to something. Now we use possessive nouns. We use possessive nouns to a specific person or a thing or a thing. You know, we can use them like we're saying. We can use to a specific person. What belongs to a specific person or what belongs to a specific thing. Now we say, look at the sentences. Look at the following sentences. Look at the following sentences. Look at the following sentences. Number one. That book is his. That book is his. Lana, can you able to see that in that sentence we we are asking ourselves what belongs to who? What belongs to who? It is the book we are saying it belongs to who? It is his. It is his. Who could be John, like we said earlier. So his is simply our possessive pronoun. That book is his. That book is his. This word his is a pronoun, but this pronoun here is showing the possessive. That book is his. Who owns that book? That book is his. You can simply use and say, that book there is his. Who? Njoroge. Who? It belongs to Otieno. Otieno is a noun. Otieno is a proper noun. And so his is simply standing in for that noun. But here we are showing possession. Who owns that book? Who owns that book? It is simply a possessive pronoun here. A possessive pronoun. Number two, sentence number two, we can say that this is our school. This is our school. You can simply say, this is our school. So, this school belongs to who? This school belongs to who? Lana, you can be able to see clearly, that the word here, it is our. The word our. Our means it is our. It belongs to us. It is showing. This is our school. This is our school. The word our is simply showing us who possesses what. So we possess our school. It belongs to us. It belongs to us. It belongs to us. Our here, it stands for those many people who owns that school or who that school belongs to. Like for example, all of us, students, teachers, and we have our names. So us, we are the person who is saying our. It is our school. Our school. It is showing possession. Our school. Our school. Number three. Let's look at the other one. Number three. The car. The car is yours. Now, whose car is that? It is yours. Whose car is that? It is yours. So, who owns that car? You. So, it is yours. I'm telling you that car is yours. So, in this sentence, we have the word yours showing possession. So, who owns that car? You. So, it is yours. It is yours. So, that word yours is simply standing in for that name of that person. The person you are telling that car is yours. That person has a name. That name is a noun. And so the word we are using in place of that name, of that person's name, is simply a pronoun. And this pronoun here is showing possession. Is showing Who possesses that thing? Who possesses that car? It is that word, your, is a possessive pronoun. It is a possessive pronoun. Lastly, Lana, let's look at this. Number 4. She is a daughter. She is her daughter. So, whose daughter is that? Whose daughter is that? Her. Her daughter. She. Who? She is her daughter. This her belongs to someone else. Belongs to that mama thing. So we're saying we're referring to that person. She is her daughter. She is her daughter. She is her daughter. Who is that her? Mama Moga. Who is that her? Mama Onyango. Or who is that her? Hannah. So she is her daughter. She is her daughter. The word her is simply a pronoun. It has been used in place of a noun of a person, of that person. Mary, Elizabeth. But that word here now is showing us her daughter. It is showing possession. It is showing possession. And again, lastly, the very last one, that its tail got burnt. Its tail got burnt. Whose tail? Its tail. So, maybe the tail of a dog or a cat. We have it. It is showing possession. So, who owns the tail? Its tail. Who is that? Maybe the dog or the cat. Its tail. So the word it here is showing us the pronoun. So to who owns or who possesses the tail? It. Who? Dog. The cat. Or the donkey. So it has been used in place of a noun. Which noun? The dog. Which noun? The cat. Who? Why? So it here possesses what? Possesses the tail. Possesses the tail. Owns the tail. It belongs to it. It is a pronoun, a word used in place of a noun. A word used in place of a noun. And so, Lana, we can be able to see that the words, or we can be able to see, we can be able to say that. And be able to say that. And be able to say that. We can be able to say that. And be able to say that the underlying words which are this: his, our, yours, her, and it. And it are called possessive pronouns. They are showing us who possesses what, or what possesses what. So we are saying that these words here, we are saying that these words here, his, we're saying the word our, your, her, and its tail are showing, we're saying who possesses what. For example, we possess this school. It is our school. For example, that book is his. Whose book? That is a person. So we're saying who possesses what? He possesses that book. Saying its tail. We are saying what, because a thing can possess another thing. And so what we are saying is that simply they are called possessive. These words are called possessive possessive pronouns. They are showing us who possesses what or what possesses what. Now, if you are able to be very keen, you know something, that while looking at possessive words, we note that that just like pronouns, possessive depends on a number of things. Possessive pronouns, and we can say that possessive pronouns depends on a number of things. A number of things. One, possessive pronouns depends on number. They depend on number. When what we mean by number is the singular or plural. The singular or plural. And number two, you're able to note that they also depend on person. They also depend on person. Lana, you remember when we talked about pronouns, and we talked about first person pronoun, second person pronoun, and third person pronoun. So when we say about person, we're talking about the first, second, and third person. And number three, if you're very keen, you also see that they depend on gender. We are talking about gender, whether someone is a he or she. And so they depend on gender. Is the person a female or a male? And lastly, they depend on what we call case. Where the person, the possessive pronouns, where do they appear? And so we can start with the first one, but we can combine the first one with the second one. We can combine number, and we can combine number and person. And Lana, if you are very keen, you realize that with the first person pronoun, we use the word mine. The word mine. For example, we use the word mine. With the first person pronoun, we use the verb now. We use the pronoun mine. For example, Lana, can be able to see. For example, this one is mine. Look at that, Lana. Can see this one is mine. Look at the word mine. Word mine is our possessive pronoun. The word mine is our possessive pronoun. So the verb that we are having the first person pronoun. We are using the verb mine. And so we're giving an example. And you're saying, look at the verb, the word mine. The word mine. It is simply this one is mine. It means it belongs to me. This one is mine. It is a possessive pronoun. It is showing the first person pronoun. Mine. It is mine. It does not belong to anyone else. It is mine. First person pronoun. I am sure you remember when we talked about that. And so you're able to see that. And then we have with the second person pronoun. With the second person With the second person pronoun, if you're very keen learner, you are able to see that we use the pronoun yours. We use the pronoun yours. We use the pronoun yours. And learner, we can be able to have an example. We can be able to have an example. And be able to have an example. For example, learner, you can have an example. That is your car. That is your car. Or you can have it you can have it a different way. That car is yours. Lana, you can be able to see with the second person pronoun. With the second person pronoun, we are able to see and we can say that car is yours. That car is yours. That car is yours. I'm not talking about myself. I'm not talking about another person. I'm talking about you. Yours. It means it belongs to you. That means it is yours. It is showing possession with the second person pronoun. The second person pronoun you. Saying that in the second person pronoun, we use the pronoun yours. So yours is simply showing, or it is telling us who owns that car. It is with the second person pronoun. And the other one, we can the that person pronoun. That person pronoun, we use that person pronoun, we use his, hers, and its. We use three. You can use either its, we can use his, or we can use hers. For example, let me have an example. That shirt that is his shirt. So look at that. We are not talking about my shirt. We're not talking about your shirt. We're talking about his shirt. A third person whom I'm not talking to, who is not there, but I'm telling you that shirt, that is his shirt. His, that person that we don't know. For example, I'm talking to you, Kamau, and I'm telling you, Kamau, that shirt belongs to Otieno, who is not there. And so, when I'm telling you, Kamau, that shirt belongs to Otieno, I'm simply telling you that is his shirt. That is his shirt. So, the word is here is giving us, or it is telling us, who the shirt belongs to. That person who is not there. And so, Lana, we can be able to see that we have the first with the number and person. We can be able to see, and we can be able to see that we can be able to see that is with especially that this is with the first with the person. This is with the person. Now, Lana, we can be able to say that again in plural. That is number, and actually number we are able to see that this is with in singular. This is in singular. So in plural. Lana, in plural, with the first person, first person pronoun. The first person pronoun, we use ours. For example, this school is ours. This school is ours. Lana, who owns the school? To who this school belongs to? It is our school. It is our school. We are many. This is in plural. We're talking about the first person pronoun. We're talking about us. We're talking about that first person. The very first person who is talking, referring to your own self. So when you're using that, you're saying that this school is ours. So we use the word ours. We use the word ours. We use the word ours. And so, Lana, we are able to see that in plural, the first person pronoun, we use the word ours. We use the word ours. And we are having an example there. We are having an example there. We are having an example there. And so, Lana can be able to look at the second person pronoun, the plural. The second person pronoun. With the second person pronoun, we use your. We use yours. You use yours. For example, yours is coming tomorrow. Yours is coming tomorrow. Yours is coming tomorrow. Let me say, for example, that I brought someone a gift and I want to tell you that I don't have yours now, but it is coming tomorrow. And so I'm referring to you. I'm talking to the person whom we are with. Yours is coming tomorrow. And so we are using yours, just like in the first person pronoun, we are still using yours in plural with the second person pronoun. Lastly in this part, we have the third person. That person pronoun, here we use they. We use theirs. That person pronoun, here we use theirs. For example, those mangoes. For example, those mangoes are theirs. Look at that. Theirs. They are many. We are referring to those people who are not there. We are referring to he, her, his, hers, it. They are not there, but we are referring to a third person. I'm telling you who is the second person, that those mangoes, they are not yours, they belong to them. So it is theirs. It belongs to them. It is theirs. So we can see that in the first person pronoun, with number and plural, we have mixed the two. And you're saying in singular, when we talk about singular, we're talking about number. When you're talking about first person pronoun, we're talking about person. And so in singular, that is number, the first person pronoun, we use the word mine. I'm giving an example. This one is mine. I'm the one who possesses. The first person pronoun. I'm not referring to the second person you, neither am I referring to the second person, a third person his, hers, or it. I'm referring to the first person. With the second person pronoun, that is the second person pronoun, we're talking about pronoun and person, but we're talking about plural, we're talking about number, we're talking about your. It is still yours. And so we're saying that car is yours. I'm talking to the second person. The third person pronoun, we're talking about third person, we're talking about the number, we're talking about a third party here, we're talking about his, hers, and its. And I'm giving an example, that is his shirt. He is not there. Maybe I'm talking to you, Jeroge, and I'm telling you that shirt belongs to David. That belongs to David. Who is not there? I'm not talking to David, I'm talking to Jeroge, and I'm telling you that shirt is his. Who? David, who is not there. And in plural, when about the first person, we use our. For example, this school is ours. So it is in plural. It is in plural. That we're talking about number. When we're talking about first person, we're talking about the person. And so second person pronoun in plural, we use yours. Yours is coming tomorrow. Maybe we have given one class maybe snacks, and I tell the other class that yours is coming tomorrow. Yours is coming tomorrow. Your snacks are coming tomorrow. Yours. Third person pronoun, we are talking about those mangoes belong to them. Those mangoes belong to them. And so those mangoes belong to them. Lastly, not lastly, but second last, we talk about, let's look at gender. 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 When you look at gender, you realize that gender, we have, while referring to a male gender, we use his. We use his. While referring to the female gender, we use hers. We use hers. While referring to the female gender, we use hers, but with the male, we use his. So the female gender, we are using the possessive pronoun his, while with the female gender, we use the possessive pronoun. We use the possessive pronoun hers. Lastly, Lana, let's look at the last part that we are able to see and say that when we are looking at possessive pronouns, it depends on a number of things. And the last one is case. The last one is case. And Lana, when we talk about case, the last one is here is case. When we talk about case, when you're talking about case, we're simply asking ourselves if when we're talking about case, we're simply asking ourselves where is the possessive pronoun appearing. It can either where the possessive pronoun appearing. So we're simply saying that the possessive pronoun can either be the subject, or object of the verb. Can either be the subject or object of the verb. For example, we're saying the subject of the verb or the object of the verb. For example, look at this. Mine is that one. Or that one is mine. Look at the two sentences. Look at the two sentences, Lana. Look at the two sentences. It is the same sentence, but we have altered. We have altered the position of the possessive pronoun. Mine. Look at the first one. Mine is that one. The verb here is. But mine is the subject of the verb. And the second part, we are saying that mine is the object of the verb. That one is mine. Mine is that one. And so we are saying that possessive pronoun, they also depend on case, simply where they appear. Is it a verb or not? Sorry, not a verb, but is it as the subject of the verb or is it the object of the verb? When we talk about the subject, we're simply saying that it is the subject of, it is actually the subject of the verb. It is now here. It is subject mine. And that one is mine. Is the object of the verb. Lana, I would like you to do this question in your own free time. Remember, we have checked and we have seen that possessive pronouns, we have seen what they entail or what they depend on. They depend on four things. They depend on number. They also depend on, when we talk about number, is it in plural or is it in singular? When we talk about the person, we are talking, is it in the first person pronoun, the second person pronoun, or is it in the third person pronoun? We talk about gender, is it the female or male gender? So with the female gender we use hers, with the male gender we use his. And lastly, with the case pronoun, where it appears, it is simply where it appears. This is the subject of the verb or the object of the verb. And so, I would like to do this question on your own. Complete this using the most appropriate possessive pronoun. Number one, the cat has hit dash tail. Number one, the cat has hit dash tail. Number two, have you got dash money? Question mark. Number two, have you got dash money? Number three, John did dash homework in time. Number four, he is in dash house. Lastly, Lana, we love dash our